I started making money online in 2007, officially selling information. And I never made a book. And here are some of the reasons and excuses why I never wrote a book before. And they're all valid, by the way. And they're very convincing and persuasive, might I add. So what are some of the reasons you suppose that I and many people like me have never written real books? I'm not talking about those cheesy little crappy books that, you kind of just you throw out there and they're your business calling card or what have you, right? But they're really not a good book. Like, you wouldn't really want your friends to read it because there's not a lot of substance there. It's a sales pitch in disguise. Actual books. What are some of the excuses to why people may not want to write a book? And what were some of my potential excuses? Well, first of all I don't know how many pages or how many words this is, but this is over 330 pages. And if you were to write 10 pages at a time, and it took you an hour to write 10 pages, it would literally take you 33 hours to write this book. And that is just to write it. That's not counting the layout. That's not counting the cover design. And writing a book is not marketing a book. Those are two separate functions. You could write the world's greatest book, but nobody will necessarily see it. Or you could write a really crappy book and market it hyper aggressively, and more people will see it and you'll get more impact from it. So the first reason why I never wrote a book is because I thought it was too much effort and time. Second reason, I didn't think it was worth that much money. Because what do books typically sell for? What's the price ceiling on books? Yeah, as a customer, what do you expect the range of price of a book to be? Go ahead and type that into the chat box here. Yeah, so as little as $9.99 for a soft cover. If it's smaller, maybe $15, maybe $25, maybe $15. Technical books, of course, are in their own league, and textbooks. Let's not even get into that racket because that is legal extortion. But most people have a price cap of about $20. That's the established value. So whether my book is 150 pages or 400 pages, whether it's a book about really powerful, impactful information, or whether it's on the mating habits of the common American bison. It's about a price range of, $10 to $20 for a paperback. Maybe hardcover gets a little bit more. And Kindle definitely has a perception of less, usually $9 or $6, somewhere between there. So it doesn't make sense for me spending more time creating a book that I could probably only sell for $20 than it does for me to spend half the time creating a course that I can sell for $1,000 or $2,000. That makes sense, doesn't it? But here's the problem with that. What is the problem with that logic? That problem with that logic is books have a longevity that no other media has, right? A billionaire is more likely to read a book than get information from any other way in which they're purchasing for self-education. So billionaires don't really go to seminars. Billionaires don't really get on webinars. Billionaires don't typically take online courses. But billionaires read books. You know who else reads books? Everybody. I read on average 3 to 5 books a night to my children. My wife takes one of the kids. I take the other one, the younger ones. I asked my daughter last night, who's 12, I said, you want me to read to you tonight? She's like, no, of course not. What were you thinking, right? But, we read 3 books a night to them. And they're short books. Okay. So don't pat me on the back too much. Right. But I'm thinking, if I read 3 books a night, typically 5 nights a week, that's 15 books a week for the kids. And by the way, it's the same book every night. If I have to read, Pigeon Gets a Hot Dog again, I might hide that book eventually. But whatever, I digress, right? The whole purpose of this is, since children, most of us are indoctrinated around, Llama Llama. Yeah, we read the Llama Llama books, Llama Llama in pajamas. They go to Mama Llamas, Grandma Mama Llamas. They forget the little fuzzy, bear thing that he loves, right? All that deal, right? So we read books, we're indoctrinated around books, we grow up around books, and any one of us can have access to a book that can be life-changing. And most of us, if we look back on our lives, we can point to a book almost more than anything else that was transformational and life-changing.